Today is March 22nd, the Linda and Gary's anniversary, their 30th anniversary. Wow. And here we are today in the real world at Ormond Methodist Church, where they got married 30 years ago, on this very night. And to relive this one actual place for that one night, we have Linda. Oh, doesn't she look beautiful? In her beautiful bridal gown. Oh, look at her mother and her sister. How beautiful is that? Now, we're going to try to take a look inside the church and peep through the window right over here.
Nice window. Not so much luck tonight.
Due to some technical difficulties, we are not able to show you the church today. This is the real world with Eric Giovanni.
Hi, this is Elizabeth Henry here at First United Methodist Church, the other half of the Giovanni dynamic duo. It's late at night. We're sorry for the technical difficulties that we're experiencing, but we're about to take you on a tour of the history of our parents. This is where it all began in this town. My mother even hung out in these clothes, and the same ones that Eric is wearing. We're about to take you through a journey of time. We hope you enjoy it.
I just want it on. Hold on, it's recording.
Hi, my name's Erica.
And I'm Elizabeth, and we're at the exact church our parents were married at 30 years ago. We're going to take you on a journey today through the entire history of them getting started in Ormond Beach, yet we're not going to show you their first house in Holly Hill because we don't know where it is. All right, we're going to move on now. You can't see the white rust.
Was the red light on?
Yeah. My name's Erica again, and we're back here with the real world, and we're going to have Elizabeth tell you more about this house that we're standing in front of right now. This is the second house that our parents lived in when they were in Ormond Beach when they first got married. This is the house where, when I was a baby, I went out back to go swimming in the pool. My dad thought my mom had me, my mom thought my dad had me, and they found me at the bottom of the pool, floating around swimming by myself. No problem, I managed. But this is the house that everything started at. And now we're going to take you to another house that my parents lived in Tomoka Oaks. We'll see you there. Now, the house where we moved to from the other house on Halifax. We lived here for many years before we ended up moving to Twin Rivers, which is the next place that we'll take. In the backyard is a very open backyard, and it's the place where I had my first little pony party. Erica's pony party was at Twin Rivers, but we'll take you there and we'll show you there next.
Hi, here we are in Twin Rivers, where we both grew up. The first house I actually lived in too. In this very spot in the garage, as one of my funny episodes, I was in the attic one day and all of a sudden fell out from one of the vents. It was kind of scary. My mother was panicking while my father was laughing hysterically.
This is the house too where we first brought Erica home, and it hasn't really changed too terribly much. The family that lives here now we're actually really good friends with, but this is the spot where my dad actually put up this basketball hoop for me when I was playing basketball all through high school and through grade school too, where Erica goes to school at St. Brennan's. And he put this up, and he actually became our coach. So he would drill me for like a half an hour before every game right at this spot. Another one of the times that we had here that was pretty memorable was when we invited the entire senior class and the whole school, when I was a senior, from Lopez here for a party one night. We invited all the faculty and all the students, and it ended up that the police showed up, of course, because somebody got in a fight. But it was a really, really good time. We've had a lot of really good memories here. We used to actually plant the flowers, my mom and I, all through the front. They've kind of changed them now, but we planted them every year together. Usually marigolds to make the house look really nice. But we've had a lot of really good times here. We'll go around to the back and we'll show you the next catfish story that we have to tell.
Oh.
Well, here we are in Twin Rivers, where I grew up mostly, and also Biba did too. This was my very first house. By the way, we're not wearing these clothes for our health. These were worn by our mother way back when she was
Go, Mom!
20 or
You're
something
rocking.
like that. Yeah.
Yeah, baby!
Okay. Well, in this exact garage was one of the most funny episodes I had in my childhood life here at Twin Rivers. I was up in the attic one day, and all of a sudden, I, to my surprise, fell through out of a vent, and my mother was screaming hysterically as I hung on for my dear life, and my father just laughed. You know, that's just my parents for you.
Typical.
Yeah.
Okay, so the next story that I have to tell, I want to tell one, is, what was I going to tell?
The big party you had here.
Oh, the big party. Okay, well, we had a party where we invited the entire school when I was in high school. And it ended up the police came. It wasn't because of like anything that was going on here, other than the fact that some guys in the neighborhood, typical, showed up to kind of disrupt the party. But we had about 300 people managed all over the grass and everywhere else, and it was an absolute blast. We even had one of Erica's birthday parties here, where we got one of those big blow-up tents.
I was gonna say
And she had the ponies too. You were sorry.
I was gonna say that.
Stink! What's up? Okay, so, and then the next story that we have to tell is the basketball hoop. This basketball hoop my dad put up, and now the little boys that live here now, they get to play with it. The Furmans bought the house, and we've actually, my parents have stayed pretty good friends with them over the years. For a while, we really couldn't come back here. We were a little upset every time we'd come back. We'd kind of get upset and cry, and because we missed it. But now they've been really, really kind and open and let us come back anytime that we want to. Even the flower beds, it's funny to see Mrs. Furman plant different flowers there, because my mom and I used to spend time planting flowers together every year.
So same flowers. Check those flowers out. We planted those flowers so many days that I kind of get sick of them. That's okay. Now we're gonna take you to the back, and we're gonna show you and tell you some funny episodes around the river.
Cool shoes, huh? Okay. Anyways, now we're in the backyard of the house. I'm going to tell you a little story about actually Doug. And Doug, if you're there, you better listen up. Doug and Daddy. This top part here used to be a deck overlooking the water before they turned it into the master bedroom. And one day, Doug and Daddy decided that they would stand out here and they were fishing. Well, they caught a catfish, and I guess the catfish was a little powerful for these two men. So the catfish took off down this river with the fishing pole. So Daddy and Doug are yelling, oh, we gotta get this catfish. They pulled the canoe out and they go chasing down the river for the canoe. Now I was in the bathtub. So here I run out stark naked, like 8 years old, out on the back patio. Where'd Daddy go? Finally they came back and brought this big old catfish with them. They were so proud that they had finally located the pole and accomplished the mission. So that was one really funny story. Next story was, one night we woke up and we had a boat that was there, but the motor got stolen. And we don't know how it got stolen, but for some reason Daddy never acquired a motor ever again. So the John boat sat here with no motor, but we did have the canoe, and that's the exact canoe that we grew up canoeing with. And we used to always take like trips down the river canoeing, because it's real beautiful back here, and had a lot of really good memories. You want to tell anything?
Yeah, so speaking of this little canoe here, one day my little episodes with the water moccasin, my parents were gone and my sister was inside studying or something like that. And I'm out here in my bare feet just playing with the canoe and just hanging out. And all of a sudden I didn't notice this water moccasin. I stand up, stepped right on his head. This thing was about that long. Boy, I freaked out. Biba comes out, what's going on? Ah! You know. So that was my funny episode with my little water moccasin. And over here, you gotta come see this too. This was my exact little playground right here. And this was my exact little play set. Not this one over here, but this little
The yellow,
thingy
orange,
over here.
green, really obnoxious looking thing.
Well, I found a lot of different creatures in there, like slugs and moles. I had fun playing with roaches in there too. Yeah. Very memorous little play toy, if I do say so myself.
But we spent basically all of our lives here together. Erica spent almost her whole life here until about 7 years ago. When I drove out of the driveway is when they decided to build a new house, or I guess they had had the plans in the making, which is why now they're on Riverside Drive. So when I left for college, I came home to a different house. I never really came back to here, which is probably why it was really so hard to leave, because we had a lot of really good times here. But this is what we really consider home, I think.
Yeah.
This is the place that we remember nice neighbors and people that actually wave when you go down the street, and everybody not really worried about what everybody else thinks. And like if you want to throw a barbecue in your front yard, the whole neighborhood would come. They wouldn't be like, "Oh my God, what are those losers doing over there?" You know, on Riverside,
won't
that's
go into
totally
details
different.
about our
We won't
neighbors
explain
now,
the
there
neighbors
we go.
now, but this is a really, really fun place to live, and I'm really glad that our parents chose this place to raise us for the majority of our life, because we had a real chance to enjoy all of the things around it, and our neighbors were wonderful. The Kimmers are even still there next door, and Mr. Kimmer was my dad's roommate through all of his college, and then I became roommates with their daughter. So it's pretty special. But
Yeah, we learned a lot here. I even learned my first word, woof woof, by Clyde, our little dog down there, 2 houses away. Always during my nap time, he would be barking, and that was the first thing I said. That's what everybody remembers.
Daddy
Going,
called him
"Woof, woof."
Flash, though, because he was like a little basset hound that was like the dog on the Dukes of Hazzard with Bulldog and Flash. So he would, every time Clyde would bark, he'd be like, "There goes Flash again." But Erica, I guess I didn't know that you picked up on that word or anything, but I guess so. But I was even telling them when we got here about Max, the dog next door that actually Daddy saved by yelling at him coming down the stairs to get out of the water. There was a gator coming across. We've had gators back here, ducks, manatees. Even some days we'd come out and there'd be like a gator like sunning. We may be like, "Oh, there's a gator outside, check out the gator." But we fished, we did so much stuff here. It was absolutely wonderful. Not that we don't do stuff at the new house now, but we really, really loved it here.
Yeah.
So we're really glad, though, that the people that live here now have a chance to do it. But anyways, we're going to move on now, but we just wanted to really finish off here as far as the houses go. Bye. For now. Okay, we're done.
It's on record.
Okay, Mom and Dad, we're here finally at your anniversary party that you don't know about yet. We stopped everything at the houses because we were too busy to go everywhere else, because we've been running around for the past 2 days trying to get everything. We never went to the beach, and we never went to a movie or to dinner. We just decided that we'd do this instead. So we're going to get highlights from everybody, and we're going to start with Uncle Gene.
All I would like to say is to you, happy anniversary, and maybe you have twice as many more.
Hi, Linda. Congratulations. We're real thrilled to be here again. Finally a party for you. And we're really excited that we're finally coming to a party just for you and Gary.
Well, we are happy to be here, and 30 years, you know, what can I say? We passed that milestone last year, and where to go?
You're on.
Hey, hi, how you doing? Happy anniversary.
Right. This is a biggie. This is a good one.
Big 3-0, right? Hope you have a great anniversary and many, many, many more.
And through Elizabeth and Trace, you'll get to share a lot of wedding anniversaries
We're
together.
looking forward to it.
Yeah.
This was over in the background here.
Grandma, I'm going to get this box out of here. We don't need this here.
Need help with anything?
Hello, Carolyn. You want to give them a greeting?
Yes, happy 30th. I'm glad you finally caught up with us.
Well, turn around and look.
I know.
How was your week been?
Very good. Well, did you have a safe trip in and out? Yeah, he did. He's ready to
No. I mean, I could have, but I would have been some other way.
Ron. Well, we're here to wish you many more years of happiness
Tell them that
and
the
good
garage
health.
doors don't work downstairs.
Is that okay?
They have to come out.
Go ahead.
We're on, okay. Hey, we're the Crazy Racers from Orlando.
What do you want to say?
Happy anniversary. Happy anniversary.
30 years. Teach me how to do that, will you?
Happy anniversary, guys. We love you.
Okay.
Yes. Happy anniversary.
See, now we're original.
Can you say that in Greek?
She did.
I just want to wish you both a very happy 30th anniversary and many, many, many more.
Happy anniversary.
Yeah.
That's the
Happy
I understand
anniversary,
that very
Gary
well.
and Linda.
We're so glad to be here.
Hope you have many more.
Okay, I'm zooming in on the boss.
Oh, I'm so glad to be here. I wish them all the best. All the best.
We ran this morning and went down to church at 9:15 and had Diane Powers let us in to get the tablecloths we wanted.
Okay, here's to Linda and Gary. Linda, I know one of the reasons that y'all have had such a successful, wonderful 30 years is that you practiced the advice that I gave all these young married couples. Even though I didn't know you when you got married, I know that y'all fight fair and you take lots and lots of showers together. So you can tell them your advice. Just keep it up. Just keep it up. What's your advice? Good 30 years.
Oh, I just want to
Another
say
30.
happy anniversary, and I hope you all have another 30 years. You're the best, most wonderful couple that I know. Congratulations.
And I want to wish you a happy 30th, and I hope we have at least 30 more, and we're all here together when you celebrate your 60th. And thanks for being such great friends all these years.
And another word, you have trained your daughter well.
Yes.
She has worked very hard and had this all put together when we got here. The tables were set, the flowers were out, the cake was here. She has done a great job.